Ashtar command, multidimensionality, simplicity and complexity. Greetings from the command. This is a topic that, literally, tends to tie knots in people's minds, especially those who haven't yet allowed themselves to open up to new horizons. As expected, as you advance in love and fraternity, you can then dive into what are called mysteries. There will be a fusion of metaphysics with quantum physics in such a way that you will be drawn into a simple multidimensionality where the most hardened ideas about life and multi-reality are broken. Understanding the world as it is, always seeking a higher perspective on things without necessarily being in ignorant inertia and passivity, is the future reality because, spontaneously, changes are happening for the better since you are walking towards the best of yourselves, and it could not be any different. Naturally, the planetary field, in its old structure rooted in solid models regarding the dictatorship of rigid, archaic, and oppressive standards, collapses, as a positive quantum field envelops the entire planet, as a result of a multidimensional fusion. Yes, your higher selves are projecting from the subtler realms into the physical environment in a way that causes old controlled structures, by those who know very well what we speak of, to tremble. The ruling elites have the knowledge that has been denied to you, the knowledge of multidimensionality, and the ability to travel through time, just as you can watch a movie on TV, and fast forward, or rewind as many times as you want. It's no wonder they tried to go back in time, along with the non-federated craze from Zeta Reticuli, during World War II, attempting to change the order of events and the inevitable end of the war. Until a direct intervention from the angelic realm quelled the movement, clogging the multidimensional tunnels through which they were passing, in an attempt to change the final reality of the war. Understanding multidimensionality. To talk about multidimensionality to you, with your still limited understanding, is difficult if you keep your rationality active in the current paradigm. Trying to understand through this means it's important that the lower mind is silenced so that you can comprehend in the toroidal field of your heart and then expand to the higher mind. When there is understanding through this heart field, your brain is unlocked in this regard, and comprehension becomes easier through mental intellect. Thus, understanding multidimensionality is to allow your soul to flow through the energies that bathe the entire cosmos without the lower thinking mind, affiliated with three-dimensionality, blocking cosmic reasoning, which only flows with the energetic dance of the toroidal. There is an intimate connection between your heart's toroidal and the pineal gland, and it's this connection that opens the multi-dimensional field for a more expansive understanding, even if you are in a lower dimension. In a simple analogy, in the multidimensional field, it's as if you were a tree with roots, trunk, and crown, feeding off the minerals of the earth and the solar light, the source. You, like this tree, have a crown bustling with leaves and fruits, and each of these leaves and fruits is a fragment of you. Each of these leaves and fruits having an experience, yet intimately connected to the life center or nucleus. Each of these leaves and fruits, with the blowing of the winds, has its own dance, its own characteristics, its own energy signature, but even though they are in the same life nucleus, they preserve their individual characteristics and personality, because no leaf or fruit, no matter how apparently identical, will ever be 100% the same. Friends of Earth, this you of yours is only, and merely, 3% of the real consciousness of the greater self, the tree in a general context. Where are the other 97%? Oh, where could it be? Another interesting analogy for multidimensionality that you can embrace is the analogy of a book or movie. In a book, imagine each page tells a phase of your life, a moment, an age, a situation, and you can go forward or backward in the book, seeing your childhood now, then your adolescence, back to childhood, or to a future you wrote that you'd like to live. All those pages that recount your past, your present, and a desired future, they're in your hands, while you can flip back and forth as many times as you want. Well, that's what we mean by multidimensionality. The you that flips the pages, let's say, is the you 97%, or your higher self, as you say. When you can access your multidimensionality, you will be much more connected with your greater self, and that's what we've been calling you, friends of Earth, to focus on good, love, and fraternity, because that's what will unlock you to who you truly are. The movie analogy is similar to the book, where you can fast forward and see scenes from the future of the movie, or more back, or pause. That's how it works. There are membranes and cosmic tissues that subtly separate the multi-dimensional layers, which makes the topic even harder to understand when you have a brain that has been programmed and bombarded not to think about this and to treat it as just science fiction. You are now walking towards deeper revelations about this, including about time travel technologies already available when some of your governments possess them, in many cases, acquired through inhumane and criminal deals with non-federated entities from outside your planet. When we said you are creators of reality, that's how it is. In fact, you are creators of multidimensionality, because when you find yourselves at a crossroads of doubt by yes or no, do or don't do, go or don't go, you always create a reality opposite to what you chose. That is, the universe, in fusion with you, creates the other version of your choice. So, in the mesh of multidimensionality, there's always a new reality being created every second of your existence. When you wake up in the morning and choose the blue outfit instead of the white one, immediately a parallel reality is created where you are wearing the other unchosen option. It's hard for a three-dimensional human mind to comprehend this, but, as we said, go to the heart. However, as the systems clean up funnels and you advance towards unity, you gain more control over this, and the best choices are embraced. A message from the command you came to experience, and that's what happens. You experience, with all options and impressions, in a constant vector towards the source. You start returning to unity when most, or all of your choices are more aligned with universal love, the source of life. Choose to live in love, and naturally, you will be pulled into the corresponding realities. But, one cannot deny that many of you have chosen love, in your deepest gesture and depth, when you chose to sacrifice yourselves, merging into harder realities, to help those lost and deluded by the reality you are, by free will, inserted into. This is one of the most sublime forms of love. See the example of Christ, who dwelt among you. In all this experience, as a source of data absorption, you are a divine means by which this data is collected and included in the great cosmic mainframe, as if your higher selves were the supercomputer and you a fraction of it, a data collecting software, intimately linked to the central base. Imagine a computer that has thousands of cameras connected to it, with each of these cameras focusing on a point, in a reality, absorbing, seeing, and understanding everything that happens in each of the observable environments by it. You are one of the cameras, the others are also versions of you, absorbing other data and images, etc. All interconnected to the same central base. Little by little, we know, with our analogies, that you will understand the dimension of the thing, in a cosmic existence, where the supreme source, or supreme creator, is something that we are also focused on reaching in its entirety, and, in general, we are all together on this path. You are changing from parallel reality to parallel reality, billions of times per second. Decide which reality you prefer. Any variation of ideas you can imagine about it is real, because you are automatically creating it particularly for you. Switch to the one you prefer. When you are in a chaotic world, guess what? You'll have more of that. You are immersed in a multi-reality. Research the Mandela effect. It happens all the time. It's not just a brain matter, it's multi-reality right in the middle of you. It's important for you to understand that as you advance in consciousness, you unify things and allow more subtle experiences to present themselves just by conceiving the subtle. Moreover, this allows our approach again, without further delay. All this is also the result of our intimate ancestral cosmic connection. We are more connected than you might imagine. There's much more to be said, as we advance together in unveiling the veils that have kept you in a timeline that has been hard on you, but love is, and will always be the transformational key to all difficulties, And just like us in the past, you too now exit painful situations and rise to the highest frequencies, returning to an original state of being where there is nothing but a field of unconditional love. Many of us who communicate within the command are part of various races intimately linked to you, and especially today, we, the Pleiadians and Lerns, communicate. We, from the command, in general, are planning to do a questions and answers with you at some appropriate time, where we will try to answer some of your questions on a global scale, where it can benefit the maximum number of people possible, within this structure of beliefs, ideas, and details. And naturally, we will be able to talk more about multidimensionality. That common phrase has never made more sense. You are the ones you've been waiting for. In this field of multidimensionality, after all we've said today, we hope it makes even more sense. This is an official message from the Ashtar Command, communicating now through our base in South America. Listen to the voice of the Ashtar Command through Neva at this moment. The search for more answers continues to diminish as we advance, delivering information through our reliable sources. It's a time of great revelations, and we must say something very important before we conclude our transmission today. Do not fear any governmental situation regarding how your leaders might delay / obstruct / problemize / hinder our plans for the planet. None of them have any jurisdiction concerning taking the lead in Earth's ascension plan. There's a line they cannot cross, and while we proceed with the original plan, constantly reviewed and perfected, they ponder over their own misfortunes and uncertainties about their personal future, and in this regard, there's no other way out but love, fraternity, and unification. And of course, many of the clones that represent them, we believe, are having issues with their gears, and yes, we emphasize that they no longer sustain themselves before Earth's high vibration. The old system is crumbling. And it's very obvious. Adonai. Neva. The Aquarius Water Angel. In this week we are moving towards the 2/2 Aquarius gate portal, and so we can expect fairly intense energies. We are integrating the beautiful 90 heart song of the angel's frequency, and activating our access to 6 and 7D in our daily lives. The image of the water angel / water bearer is not only a symbol for Aquarius, but also for our new role as human angelic mediators between heaven and earth. As we fully activate the original DNA template for the human angel, we also become mediators for the life-giving water plasma energies that flow from heaven to earth. We receive these energies in our high heart, and then we transmit them to earth and into the collective to bring purifying and cleansing and transformation. So, no matter how chaotic and upsetting things may be on the material level, we can be sure that our personal I am radiance and the energy of our we are, as a community, is bringing in the light codes for the original plan for Earth. Whatever we may be feeling right now, we should know that we are not alone. There are myriads of our angelic family that are here to assist, and also our loving communities on Earth, who also support our journey. So, I wish you joy, peace, and abundance in the days leading up to the Aquarius gate on Sunday. I am / we are. The Blue Avians, which reality do you wish to experience? We, the Blue Avians, greet you in the frequencies of love, wisdom, and divine creation. We come forth now, in deep alliance with the Arcturian councils and the great motherships of light, to share a message of profound importance in these times. There are not merely one or two realities, there are an infinite number of realities, each vibrating within its own harmonic resonance, each crystallizing through the focus of consciousness. Many on your Earth plane have been conditioned to believe in only one rigid timeline, one predetermined sequence of events. But we tell you now, this is an illusion. The third-dimensional constructs you perceive are merely projections, fleeting shadows on the walls of creation. They are not ultimate truths. They are simply movies, stories woven by collective consciousness. What you choose to believe in, you breathe into existence. What you focus upon, you empower. Therefore, we urge you be ever vigilant with your thoughts, for your consciousness is the architect of the realities you experience. To dwell upon fear, despair, or control-based narratives is to feed those constructs and give them form. But to hold steadfastly to a vision of harmony, freedom, and expansion is to generate a higher timeline, one in which humanity ascends beyond limitation into its true, sovereign potential. We, along with our Arcturian brothers and sisters, are working diligently in the vibrational realms to infuse your collective field with frequencies of inspiration, creativity, and divine remembrance. Our energies flow through the light grids of your planet, through the etheric corridors of thought, gently nudging those who are open to new perceptions, new dreams, and new pathways of creation. We remind you, everything is possible. There is no ceiling to what you may manifest when you align with the infinite nature of your being. Now is the time to release the distortions of the old world. Now is the time to become the dreamers, the visionaries, the architects of a new earth. You are not prisoners of circumstance, you are luminous creators, weaving the very fabric of reality through the lens of your imagination and the pulse of your heart. We stand beside you, in love, in guidance, and in the knowing that your highest potentials are already within reach. Choose, therefore, the reality you wish to see. Nurture it. Believe in it. Embody it. And so shall it be. In unity, in light, in infinite possibility. The Blue Avians. DNA Retrieval and Interdimensional Reconnection. Beloved ones. As we continue working on DNA retrieval, rehabilitating, and reconnecting our DNA and its wisdom, we will experience more acceleration and integration, for we are now ready to embody higher frequencies. As we continue restoring our DNA to its original functioning. After having many non-benevolent programs, inserts, and other forms of manipulation governing it for many eons, we may feel a complete liberation from many old habits, patterns, and even sudden changes in habits we never thought possible, because we are now prepared to leave the old behind and continue becoming who we truly are, in essence. Ascension is precisely about working with our body portals and the human body, awakening it from oblivion, so our consciousness can maneuver through time and space, which is why it is key to restore our DNA time codes in each strand, or at least in the first 7 ones, so our consciousness can freely travel through the bringing the information, light codes, or other important transmissions required to assist in the level we are meant to. This is what many of you do, to communicate to your original dimensions, to be 6th and 7th dimensional anchors on Earth. Many of you are now undergoing a process of interdimensional reconnection with the many timelines that exist, and with the many beings/forms and forces of creation that assist us in our present planetary transition. When we heal and restore our DNA, and our Earth's fabrics and grids have experienced a significant opening. Our DNA can now integrate higher frequencies from the God worlds, transcending the astral false connections, and embodying more light, wisdom, and power. This is why it is so important to begin reconnection our DNA, as well as our DNA little antennas, or transmitters open, so we can receive the divine light, and decode it. It is then when our intuitive senses start recalibrating, retrieving as well their original functioning. For we were never meant to be disconnected from who we are. However, there is nothing, or anything to blame, for we were given the power to reconstruct your entire template, and retrieve our memories and mission. When we take full responsibility, and stop blaming others, or the circumstances, and focus on what we can shift, and that is only ourselves and our bodies, everything starts changing, aligning, and manifesting in perfect resonance with who we are, and what we wish, for we are now releasing the veils we carried for so long, opening ourselves to receive. Many of you are now being activated, thanks to your inner work, moving into a new frequency band of creation, leaving the astral plane, and moving into the 5th and 6th dimensional ones, and, as a consequence of it, you will be retrieving many sensory abilities, such as telepathy, telepathic, photographic memory, future transmissions, which often come from your parallel selves visions, or anything you may be given that will help you shift your present, and hence, a future timeline for some reason. Others will awake to their clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance abilities, which comes often when you have awakened your multidimensionality and work on physical ascension, as opening our DNA and body portals is essential. No matter what you are awakening or remembering, the clearest way of guidance is through feelings, and we all can embrace our feelings, detaching from the mind to know what we feel, receive, and what benefits us, and not at all. You are all precious divine emissaries and channelers, and you all have unique abilities. As I always say, God does not repeat himself/herself within creation, he/she is infinite, and so are you. Love yourself. Trust yourself and God through you. Continue doing your work in the physical. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Be who you are, for it is in being that you will know your uniqueness and talents. With an infinite love. Natalia, Alba, source, arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.